Hi everyone, welcome back again to another Facebook Live. My name's Wendy Hodkinson. I'm a Stampin' Up independent demonstrator in Inverell, New South Wales, Australia. Just welcoming you along to another Facebook Live on my catalogue launch event for the 2022 January to June mini catalogue and the celebration catalogue for 2022 January to February. Hopefully everyone can see me. I'm just going to get myself up on my page to make sure I can see all the comments and everything else. And hey Megan, good to see you back. And I'm going to focus on the Paper Pumpkin Global Kit, the Hope Box, which was actually designed by our board chair and previous co-founder, Shelley Gardner. So she actually designed this Paper Pumpkin kit. Now, Paper Pumpkin is a subscription service in America, but we don't have it as that in Australia or a lot of other countries that Stampin' Up is in. We actually get 2 or 3 global kits per year that are offered at different times to when the US have them, and we actually get the opportunity to be able to purchase these kits. So I'm going to flip you down so you can have a look. We're going to run through and I'm going to make a few cards because I've only just opened my box. So hopefully I can put them together for you and you can get a little bit of an idea of what it looks like. Okay, so let me just flip it down. Okay. Tighten myself up so we don't have too much slippage, hopefully. There we go. Don't want to go too close, just close enough that we can see what we're doing. Okay. So hopefully people have been able to find me. So the videos from yesterday and of course all the videos from today will actually be kept on both my business page, and I've also shared them to the event so that those that are wanting to see them, that have said that they wanted to come to the event, will actually be able to see them. So yes, I know you've got lots of the kits, Megan. I'm pleased that you've got so many of them. They are a great option. And of course, I've got to move my paper again, so just hold please. I've actually put some double-sided tape on the back of my sheet so that it sticks to the table to make it easier, but I'm just going to try and see if I can line it up to have it in shot, because it's a little bit hard when you're doing these lives to get them to be in shot. So I'm just going to wait and see if that paper's where it needs to be, or if I need to adjust it even more. Well, actually it's something that Sarah says quite a bit on a lot of her videos and things. It's like, hold please. So anyway, we'll see how we go. I'm stuck in different spots, but it's close. It's able to be seen. So this is the Paper Pumpkin kit as it comes in a box. This Hope Box is already designed to actually have some beautiful colours on it so that you can actually decorate the box and give it to somebody with some messages of hope in it. So I've already opened mine. It comes with instructions. This one comes with a beautiful roll of Blackberry Bliss ribbon and a Stampin' Spot. There's some lovely sequins, some butterflies, a stamp set, a lovely little message from our founder Shelley, which explains a little bit about the Hope Box. And over on this back, there's actually a QR code where you can actually watch Shelley put together a Hope Box herself. So that gives you an idea. There's lots of other supplies in there. I'm not going to be needing them because I've actually put, we all know that I'm a little bit anal like that, but I've actually put them in little kit bags myself to make it easier for me to to actually put the things together. But I will just mention that you'll notice on the box it says August 2021. This is because that's when it was available in the US, but it's actually available now in Australia. The code number to order is 158541, and for anyone wanting to order from me, you just need to head to wendyhodkinson.stampingup.net and the Shop Now tab, and you'll be able to order your own box, or if you need some assistance, just contact me. Okay, so we've got our instructions, which gives us a look at what the box looks like decorated, or their suggestion for what the box looks like decorated. You can of course use any of the other products in the box to decorate it how you choose. It will give you a step-by-step. It also gives you what's included in the kit. It gives you some other options of what to do. It gives detailed instructions for the kit with a QR code, so you can go to there and do that. And this one here gives you what is used, what supplies you need out of the kit for each card, and they've numbered them. The box decoration is number 4. Okay, and so then it gives us our instructions for the cards. Yeah, definitely the US date. Good. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm staying in frame for what I'm doing. So let's just put my instructions over there so I know what I'm up to. So this one is number 1, and so as you can see, the cards come pre-printed and pre-scored, so you don't need a lot. Now this one does not come with a block, okay? So a lot of our kits come with blocks. These are $37, and because there's a little bit more detail in this one, they have not included a block. But the majority of times you will need a D size block. Okay, mine are a little bit grubby, they probably need a bit of a clean, and yeah, I haven't done that. Usually I do it at the beginning of the year. So then you've got this gorgeous decorated envelope. I've got my 2 words that I've popped out of the sheet because there's enough to make 3 of each card. And then you've got your 2 other panels. So let's see what the instructions tell me. They tell me that I'm going to need to use the ink pad, this stamp, and I'm going to stamp onto that panel. Okay. So I have of course got my blocks organised, and it tells me I need to use this large stamp. So, sorry, I know I'm out of shot there. So just remember, just be careful when you're easing your photopolymer stamps, particularly the larger ones, when you're easing them off the acetate sheet that they come with, because you can actually tear them. So it is, you've got to be mindful to just be a little bit careful with them. And then I always just like to sit them down to let them just sort of relax a little bit before I start and try and put the block on. Now I will probably need to stand up to see where I'm going. No, that didn't work. Okay. And of course, if it's not on correctly, just reposition it. So let's just have another go. Now I realise you can't see that, no doubt. So the other thing that I like is my little silicone mat. I use this thing for so many different things. So let's do that. Okay. Now, because Blackberry Bliss is such a dark colour, I always like to put a little bit of Versamark on my stamps. It always helps too when they're new photopolymer stamps. I just find that's a little bit easier for me. Yeah, you've got to be careful when you get them out. So, okay. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp. make sure I've got good coverage. Okay. I mean, it's not hard to know how to ink up a stamp. So, okay, let's do this. And it needs to be in the middle. So let's hope, and let's hope it's straight, because I can't really see what I'm doing. That's the joys of having a camera in your face when you're stamping. Oh, I should have my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath, so if you don't, I always just use my silicone sheet and it usually does enough for what I need. Okay, now I've got my cleaning supplies off to the side, so I'm just going to give that a little wipe. Okay. Close my ink pad up so I don't stick my fingers in it. Now it does provide you with glue dots and dimensionals in the kit, but I tend to use them for my Stamp by Mail, so I tend to use my own glue dots and dimensionals for these. Okay, so the best part about these instructions is I love that it shows you where to put your dimensionals, where to put your glue dots on all of your different items, so it just makes it that little bit easier to put everything together. So it tells me I need dimensionals on the back of this one. I've got to admit, I am a firm believer on not having a saggy middle in my panel, so I never just put them on the edge, I always put one in the middle as well. And then it tells me that I'm going to need glue dots on the back of this one. First up, let's stick this on. Oh, I've left my bin over the other side again. The hard part is I need a bin close to me so that I don't have things absolutely everywhere. Because I tell you, you find these little dimensional backs absolutely everywhere. Yeah, the spare ones are good too, Megan, if you're going away to a retreat or you're going to somebody's place and you just need something quick and simple to take. They are really good that way. But I sort of like to keep mine for something a little bit different when I've already got the other ones. Okay, so I need to put some dimensionals on my words, because what they're going to do is we're going to put dimensionals on the back of the other words to highlight these ones. Okay, so just as well I packed another lot of dimensionals. Those that know me know that I am probably known as the dimensional queen, because I do like my dimensionals. But I think I might put a third one on that one. I know they've only said 2, but I've got sheets of them, so let's just use them. The only thing I wish Stampin' Up would sell is some tweezers. Would make it a little bit easier for me. Okay. I'll just hold it up to be able to put it on. Okay. Yeah, that's where my bin is too, Megan. But the problem was I've had to move my chair along from a filming setup. So it was over where I normally sit. Whoop, nearly did it upside down, Miss Jane. Okay. So that just highlights the words hope and tomorrow. And then it says I need some butterflies. So you get a sheet of butterflies to use for everything. So these ones are for card 1. So we need 2 of those. So let's just pop them out of the little sheet. So 2 for each card. Glue dots were here a minute ago. Right in front of me, no wonder I can't see them. So I say I knew they were here. Oh dear. Now I always put the item onto the glue dot. I don't touch the glue dot with my fingers to add any oils from your hands, so that you have the best possible chance of it sticking. And you can just leave these stuck to your roll then until you're ready to use them. So there's one. And two. Okay, it also says that we need some bling. Now I know I need glue dots to stick this to the front, but I'm going to do that at the end. So we've got some gorgeous sequins. These are just so sparkly. Now I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to actually use the piercing end. I just find that that's easier with sequins rather than the putty end, which I use for the rhinestones and everything. So I need 2, 4, 6, 7 little sequins, I reckon. Okay, so I'm just looking at my sheet here to see where. So as you can see, I've got dimensionals, glue dots to there. I've got my dimensionals on these and glue dots on my butterflies, and that gets me to there, and then it tells me how many sequins and where they go. And I'm just going to follow the instructions for this one. I mean, you can do them yourself and do it wherever you want, and that's fine. But when I do the first lot, I always like to follow what they've done. Okay, and there's one more just there. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there must be another one on there, up near the hope. Okay. There we go. So that's card number 1 almost completed. We just need to put it on with some glue dots. Now you don't have to use glue dots. You could certainly use glue to put this on if you're actually at home and got your own items to put on. But I'm going to do it as per the instructions. So I'm just going to put some glue dots on the corners. As you can see, I try not to touch my glue dots. I take my project or my item to that glue dot roll and push it on. Again, I don't want a saggy center, so I am going to put an extra one in the middle. Okay. And then we've got our card front. And we're just going to hopefully line it up so that it's straight. Always difficult when you're filming because you're not directly over the top of your project, so you've just sort of got to hope a little bit that it's in the right spot. And that's card number 1, and you've got your gorgeous envelope to go with that. Now, I haven't put anything on the inside. By all means, you can decorate it. You've got the stamp set. It's got some lovely, let's just put it on here so that hopefully you can see it. It's got some lovely words, it's got butterflies, it's got flowers, so you can actually decorate the inside of your cards using those stamps and some ink as well. But as I said, I'm just doing it as per the instructions for the minute. So that's card number 1. Card number 2. Let's have a look at the gorgeous pieces for this one. So card number 2, we've actually got a white panel. We've got a pink card base. We've got a pink and yellow envelope and purple on the back. Really like that. That's lovely. And then we've got our card base. Okay, so I'm just going to sit them aside for a minute. We've got some panels of these which are different banners of colour. Yes, I love the dimensionals too, Megan. It depends on which way you like to do it. I suppose I've gotten used to doing all the pieces and then adhering it to the base, because if something doesn't work out, I can turn it over or I can replace it and I can still use the base. I don't know. Sometimes I do it where I put the panel on the base and then build from there. I think it just depends on your own personal preference. So that's just me. That's how I tend to do it. So these are actually going to go onto here, and they're just getting put on with glue dots. Although I'm having a feeling that there may be some dimensionals involved in mine. So, according to this, we're going to put some glue dots on the back of this one. So they're just putting one up the top and one down the bottom. And they're actually putting this one up towards the top and slightly overhanging. Okay. Then they've got this one next. And they've got this one. And then they've got this one. So I'm thinking I'm going to do this one with glue dots, and I'm going to do the other two with dimensionals just to lift them up a little bit. Maybe I should just do it as per the card. I'll do it as per the card because then I can change it up the next time. So I need it to be about there so that it's in line with the other one. And then these ones go on the top again. So that's that one. And it sort of goes down towards the bottom. And this one, of course, goes down towards the bottom as well. Okay. And just overhanging a little bit. Because I want to just overlap the other piece, just fractionally. Okay. And then it says I glue dot this to the base. So let's do it your way this time, Megan, and we'll glue dot it to the base and then build. Okay. Again, I'm just doing my corners. And I will do the middle. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. Okay, and then we're going to put this in the center of our card. That looks pretty central. Okay. And our stamp this time is Just a Note of Hope. So again, I'm just going to let it rest for a minute and pick it up with the block. I just find that works better with the photopolymer ones. Oh, okay, using this one for Megan's. Yeah, tape, yeah. I would have used tape myself, but as I said, I'm just trying to do it as per the kit so that people know using the kit that you can do it. And then it goes on one of these circles. Hang on, I'm going to have to stand up, otherwise you'll end up with my head in the shot so I can see over the top to make sure I'm on the circle. In fact, this time, I don't always. Usually I leave them in the thing, but just so I can see the outline of where I'm stamping this time, I'm going to do it this way. Okay. And just give him a little clean. I love my chamois. It's very well used. And I just have mine in a stamp case, and then you just moisten it. So that's how I clean mine. And yeah, the black does not affect the cleaning ability of it in any way, shape or form. It's just that that's how it is now after a bit of use. Okay. So don't forget to jump on and say hello if you're watching as well. And leave me a comment to let me know where you're from, and also if you're watching on the replay, because I can come back and check the video for any comments, and I can reply to everyone then. Okay, so that's just to block that in case there's any ink anywhere there shouldn't be. And you'll notice I've got little marks on the back of my dimensionals. It's just Sharpie pen. I just run it along the dimensionals, and that way when I'm taking the back off, I know what has come off. Okay, so this one, they've got a teal butterfly. I can see that they've got one of these, and they've got a yellow one. So just be a little bit gentle trying to get these out of the card. Surround, and a pink one. So the purple ones are obviously for the next card. So let's stick that over there. We're going to put our butterflies on glue dots again. So just trying to line it up over the fat part of the butterfly's body so that you're not seeing the glue dot. Okay. And we'll do our 3 colours. There we go. Okay. So then it tells me that I need to place them in varied spots on my card. So this is the paper piercing end that I can just flick the backs off, and by having the lines on them I can tell when I've actually got the back off the dimensional as well. So that just helps with that, because sometimes if you're using the dimensionals it's hard to tell whether you've got the white backing off or not. So this is around about there. So hopefully that's straight. Then we need to put our butterflies on. So our yellow one we've got down the bottom here. Our turquoise one we've got here. And then our pink one we've got up the top here. And then we just need to put our sequins on again. And there's 6 on this one apparently. So I'm just going to randomly put them on, theoretically where they've got them. That one's a bit dodgy. Let's go with the full one. One, two, three, four. obviously can't see the others, so I'm just going to guess and put one down here. Okay. Let's guess again. So there's 2, 2, and let's do 2. There we go. There's 6. Don't like 6 on a card, so there's plenty of sequins left. So I'm going to do one there to make 7, because I just like to work in odd numbers. So there you go. That's card number 2. Now, obviously, if you've got other stamps that you want to use, you can do different. I know you don't like the butterflies. They are nice. And yeah, I still use the Stampin' Scrub. I just prefer the chamois for the photopolymer stamps, but I always use the Stampin' Scrub with my red rubber. I just feel it's a little bit less harsh on the photopolymer ones myself. So that's the only reason I use that one. Okay, so let's go with card number 3. I think this is the right one. I'm hoping it's the right one. I'll just fold my instructions a little bit so that I can see what I'm doing. There we go. And I'm going to need this panel again. We've got this beautiful big die cut, which I think is just stunning. We've got our hope, and we've got our card and envelope, again with a little bit of butterfly detail. So I know we're going to need that one. We're going to need this one. Got our hope, and we need our little purple butterfly. So we just need one of those. Okay, and we're going to need 2 of the little white rectangles to stamp on. I love that they actually give you more, you know, a spare, because, you know, if you muck it up, particularly when you're a beginner stamper, I know cardstock has 2 sides, but sometimes we need a couple of goes. So I like that they do actually give you a spare, just in case your stamping isn't perfect. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently they say evens, Megan. So, but seriously, it's a sequin. However many you want to put on. You know, it's up to the individual how they craft. It's a very personal thing. So whether you have odd numbers or even numbers, I just think it looks nice if you can put an embellishment of any description on. Okay. So, number 3. I need to do a little bit of stamping on these ones. And I need to use the Where There Is one of them. So let's just sit that down. Trouble is it sticks to my fingers, so I've got to be a bit careful. I'm going to go that way just because I can see it. Right, Where There Is, and There Is Faith. So this is the one that's on in the box itself. The good thing with the photopolymer is that it is clear, so you can see where you're going with it. Let's just put those over there out the way so I can get a bit organised. Okay. So it tells me that I need to stamp these 2 onto a little white piece each, and then we're going to put glue dots on the back. Well, I'm probably actually, I'll see how I go with glue dots, but I might end up using the liquid glue, but glue dots would certainly work. There is room to do them, and it does show you exactly where to place them, okay? And then it shows you with your other ones where you're up to with that. So let's just, and I'm just going to ink up one stamp at a time, just so that I don't have any dramas. But I am going to stand up again so that I can see to get on these little white pieces. Okay. I'm just going to clean that one off and then ink up the second one. Sorry, I need to concentrate when I'm stamping on small pieces, so I will be very quiet then. It's probably the only time in my life I am. So, there we go. Close the ink pad so I don't end up putting it everywhere. And I'll sit that over there out the way. Okay. So, I need my butterfly to be on the glue dot. So let's just put that on there, and it can just sit there and wait for me. The hope will need some dimensionals, and again, I don't want to have a saggy middle, so I'm actually going to put one in the middle. They've just got them on the ends, and then you've got these ones. Because it's a dark colour and I know it takes a little while to dry, I'm actually just not putting my finger on the ink to start with, because I don't want there to be any dramas there. So the other thing you can do, of course, is you can use the mini dimensionals if you don't want to use the large ones. Oh. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that you've already got a migraine, Megan, but yeah, I probably will end up using the green glue for it, just to make my life a little bit easier. Okay, so there's those pieces, my butterfly, and this one is actually going to go this way. So I'm just going to get my green glue. Now, the other thing with the thin die cuts, what you can do, I haven't gotten it organised to do it today, but you can either use a quarter piece of sponge, or you can use just a piece of Glad wrap, and you put a little pool of glue in the corner, and you dab it, and you can just dab it onto the back. So it actually puts a very fine layer all over the die cut, and it's less likely to lift up. And that's probably what I would end up doing at other times, but for the moment I'm just going to put some little dots of glue here and there and hope that I get most of the places that need to be adhered. So I'm just going to do some little bits here and there, because I don't want the edges to lift up, because that's the things that will end up getting damaged. So I tend to put a little bit of glue just on the very edge. It's one of the benefits of having the Tombow glue. So I think it's 110,755, I think, is the code number. I know it's about $8, and I usually do have glue on hand for those local that need to get some. I just got to find a spot that I haven't put glue. And put that on my card. So I'm trying to line up the flowers over the flowers. And the butterflies have got, you know, a little bit of blending underneath them as well. Okay, there we go. Okay, so then we're going to put our hope in the middle, just because it gives us our placement to make it a little bit easier. And because I've got short fat fingers, I always tend to use my tweezers, just because it gives me a little bit more room to be able to do what I'm doing. So theoretically my hope is going in the middle, and hopefully it's straight. Then we need to do our other words. Let's just do that way. And these are just above and below. Now you don't have to use the things that are here. You can change the cards up and do whatever you want. So I'm going to do that. And then our little butterfly goes over here. There we go, on the little point there, so that it's over that side. Don't need the glue anymore, so I'll put the lid on that. The hardest part is, because it's summer, I've got to have the fan going, so it's just trying to keep stuff out of the way and not too drying. So then it tells me I've got to put lots of sparkly bling on, which is not a problem. So let's just have a go and put some on. We'll just get a bit carried away, no doubt, but that's okay. I think it says something like 7. 2, 4, 6, 7 again. So yeah. So that's fine. Let's do, I can see those ones. I cannot see where the other two are, but then that doesn't mean anything. I can't always see everything on all these instructions. So I'm just going to guess. And I'm going to put one on each of these butterflies, like that. There we go. So that is the 3 cards finished. So let's put that out of the way. A little pile over this other side with all my mess on it, that thankfully isn't in shot. So you've got this gorgeous envelope that goes with this one, which has got the butterflies on the front. So you've got this card, this one again, which has that on the envelope, and you've got this one here. Okay, so they're all beautifully decorated envelopes. You can decorate the inside of your card. As I said, comes with your instruction sheet to make it easier to do it all. And your box, I'm not going to decorate the box because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it, whether I'm going to use it for something else or whether I'm going to use it to decorate. So I'm not going to actually put that together today. So those are the 3 cards. As I said, if you're wanting to purchase it, the code number is 158541. And you can head to my online store at wendyhodkinson.stampingup.net and the shop now, and it is $37. The only thing I would recommend getting before you check out is a size D block that you will need to complete the actual kit. Everything else is included, all the adhesives and everything are all included. So there you go. One's off to India. I'm sure she is. I can't pronounce your girlfriend's name, I've forgotten, but hopefully she will love it. I know she's the one that does all the paintings for you, isn't she? I think. Yeah, well, just do 6 on it, Megan. It'll be fine. Yeah, fine tip blue would work just as well if you've still got any. I know, unfortunately, Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell the fine tip blue anymore, but I do find that it's quite useful for the same thing. You just need to double check on the, Mugda, sort of. Anyway, I'm not very good. Oh, the Roger Taylor tea, Bromate. I knew she'd completed one of them. I just couldn't remember which one. Okay. Well, I'm going to flip you back down so I can say goodbye for this time. Let's... Oh. Try and unhook myself. Okay. There we go. Let's hope it doesn't fall apart again like it did yesterday. So, I'm a little bit crooked. Sorry about that, people. Okay, so this will bring us to the end of this one, which we've actually looked at the Hope Box for the Global Paper Pumpkin Kit. So I'm going to have another 10 or 15 minute break and hopefully head back about 4 o'clock for the last of the live videos for today's event. And I'll share this on the event page. And we will then be doing our make and takes, oh well, they're not really make and takes when I'm doing them live, but our card demonstrations. Thanks, Susan. Hopefully you can go back and watch the replay anyway. So I just put together the Hope Box, and the next one, which will be up in about 15 minutes, I'll be doing the 2 cards from the mini catalogue and the celebration. So I'm going to do one with the Calming Camellia stamp set, which is a free stamp set with a $500 party or individual order, and out of the celebration catalogue. And the other one is the In the Moment stamp set that a lot of us got with the on-stage event, and it's available from the mini catalogue. So I'm going to head off now and have a quick break, let you girls have a quick break as well, and I'll be back in about 15 minutes, about 4 o'clock, for the last of our lives for my catalogue launch events. Great to see you again. Thanks so much for joining me, and bye for now.